And I also bought these moccasin slippers, which is super cozy. Missing someone. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mags, and today I am going to show you all the things that I am going to do to get ready for winter. So I live in Sydney, Australia, and we don't really experience like a truly cold winter, to be honest. But for Sydney-siders who are used to, you know, 20-30 degrees Celsius days during summer, anything below 20 degrees is what we consider cold. So it's currently the end of May. It is the start of June come Wednesday, and we've already kind of experienced a bit of a chilly start to the season. So for me, can definitely tell early mornings when I get ready for the gym, and with the sun setting a lot earlier, it has become a lot colder. And I am very much a summer person. I love going to the beach, I love being outdoors, but I'm trying to lean into winter a little bit and trying to, you know, make the most of it, because we have had pretty average summers for the past few years, with the bushfires and then the pandemic, and then this summer we had El Nino, so it hasn't been like the most amazing summer weather the past few years. So I think I'm just really trying to embrace winter and all that it brings. Some of the things that I'm looking forward to are, you know, cozy winter clothes like sweatpants and sweaters, and I have like a heated throw rug, like a heated throw blanket. And it's so nice. I have it in my office on my lap, and it just is heated all day long pretty much. And then last week I put my electric blanket on as well. So just like having that warm up the bed before I get in is like such a treat. And then of course you've got winter foods like hearty soups and yummy puddings and desserts and things. What else is there? Hot cocoa. I'm really just trying to think of nice wintry things, because this is really just the beginning of it. So today I thought I would film all the things that I'm doing to get ready for winter, and this includes changing over my sheets to my flannel sheets, changing over my wardrobe from my summer wardrobe to my winter wardrobe. I've got to do my bullet journal for June, my bullet journal theme for June, and a few other bits and bobs, so I thought I would share that with you. So if you would like to see how I get ready for winter, let's get into it. So I haven't even made my bed yet this morning, because I want to clear out like all my clothes first and put away all my summer stuff before I change over my sheets, so my top sheet and my fitted sheet over to flannelette sheets. So I have to do like all the clothes and stuff first. So I have one of these vacuum sealed bag things, which are amazing. They're so good for storage. And I actually have a lot of like old clothes in here, which I have tried to sell like on Carousel, which is similar to Depop. But honestly, a lot of the stuff is like brands and like clothes that are not necessarily like worth much, if that makes sense. So like there's like lessons, dresses, and like random, I guess what you call fast fashion kind of brands. This is before I was a bit more like mindful of what I was buying, and some of these things like I bought because I wanted to just sort of have some clothes to take traveling back when, before the pandemic. So it's just clothes that I'm not going to wear, and I am not really going to be able to sell, because like why would someone buy, you know, a $10 or $15 dress like on Carousel or whatever when they could just go to a thrift shop. So I am going to just look through all these clothes and probably donate a lot of it, which I hate doing actually nowadays, because I find that you know, the clothing bins, the donation clothing bins, are just so jam-packed with people, you know, giving away their old clothes and stuff, to the point where they're like overflowing, and I just feel terrible. But at the end of the day, like, they can only take so many things, and a lot of it, if it's not resellable, ends up going to landfill, which is a real shame. So that's why I'm a little bit more choiceful, or definitely a lot more choiceful, with the stuff that I choose to buy now. And I do choose to spend a little bit more on clothes that will A, last a lot longer, and B, are a little bit more like classic styles, not so much trendy, just so that, you know, they are clothes that I will wear for a very long time. But at the same time, you know, if it is something that I want to resell, it kind of holds its value somewhat. And if it's like of a brand that, you know, has a very good buy, swap and sell community, that means that you can quite easily sell them or resell them, you know, on Facebook Marketplace or Depop, etc. Whereas I find, like, you know, fast fashion brands and stuff, I mean, they're terrible for the environment anyway, but I just feel like, you know, it's very hard to sell on those clothes again. So a lot of the stuff I'll end up just donating. And then in terms of what I'm putting away, so I've got a whole bunch of like summer shorts, and in the spirit of, you know, just wearing and re-wearing as much as I possibly can, a lot of these are actually, you know, on their last legs. So I did have like a budgeting rule this year that I wasn't going to buy anything new unless I absolutely had to. And if I did, it had to be secondhand, like through Facebook Marketplace or through Depop or eBay. So we'll see how we go come summer this year, at the end of the year, and I'll reassess like what I have and if I need to buy anything. But honestly, you kind of come to realize that you can get by with what you have. So I've got a whole bunch of t-shirts just because I got a lot of long sleeve tops out of storage, and I probably won't need to wear as many t-shirts just because the weather is cooling down. I got these camis that I used to usually wear to work if I had like an office day. So once I took out all the clothes that I'm going to donate, I'm left with not that much to go into storage for my summer stuff. That's okay. It's actually a good thing. And then in terms of what I got out of storage, so I have a few of these Uniqlo, I'm wearing one right now in black, and then I've got a grey one as well. These Heat Tech tops, which are very lightweight but are very warm, so I really like those. And I actually thought of buying some more, but then I realized once I brought all of my stuff out of storage that I actually have more than enough. And because I'm working from home full time, I really don't need a whole lot of stuff. So I've got this sort of cropped long sleeve top. I had a few pairs of pants that I brought out of storage, and then a bunch of like sweaters as well. So while it was tempting, and I honestly did think that I would need to buy more, you know, sweaters, sweatpants and long sleeve tops, once I went through it all, and some of it's in the wash at the moment, I realized I really don't need anything more. And I also bought these moccasin slippers, which is super cozy. So that was like my little winter treat, I suppose. But I'm trying to get by with what I have, and really be just choiceful with what I purchase, because it is possible to get by with what I have. I mean, I do 2 to 3 loads of laundry every week, so it's possible to rotate through the clothes that I do have, and it just means that I'll be saving money, and that money can go to obviously my savings, which is a really big priority for me. And then in terms of jackets, so I've got this one, this like oversized jacket, which I really like. It doesn't go into storage, but it's pretty warm as well, and that can be kind of casual but also dressed up a little bit as well. I've got this wool jacket, which is from Uniqlo, and I bought it like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and honestly I haven't even worn it in probably the past 2 to 3 winters, and I just put it on today, and it still fits, but also I think it looks really nice. It's like quite fitted, like more fitted than I remember it being, as in like I thought it was a boxier fit, but firstly it just doesn't really get like that cold in Sydney to warrant like you know, a jacket like this. I usually get by with like a lightweight puffer jacket, but also because we've been in lockdown, and you know, I hardly go out in winter, it just doesn't really warrant like a more dressier kind of jacket. And like this is something that I would wear to and from the office back when I commuted to and from the office, but I don't go into the office very much, and I used to take the train into the office, but with my new job I drive, so really you only have to get from, you know, your car from the car park to the office, which is like, you know, 10 meters, so it's just not that necessary to wear. But maybe I will this winter. Maybe I will get this out a little bit more. I also have a whole bunch of scarves. I love scarves. I think it's really great to travel with scarves as well, and I will be traveling to New Zealand in a couple of weeks, so it's always good to have scarves like when you're on the plane. And also New Zealand, it will actually be a little bit colder, so yeah, great to get these out of storage as well. So I just put these clothes away, and then I'm going to remake the bed with the flannel sheets.
Nothing like your smile in the morning, following the linings on your cheeks. 'Cause baby, in your absence life is boring, so I'll never leave. It's easier to
Finished remaking my bed, and the last thing that I need to do in my bedroom is to put I've got 2 like tower fans that I need to put back into storage, and luckily I have a lot of space in my wardrobe. I'm hoping there is going to be. And then I'm going to get my trusty heater out. I know it sounds very dramatic to be thinking it's so cold in Sydney when really it isn't compared to, you know, how cold it gets in other countries. but for us, this is cold. Anything below 20 is cold. Next, I'm going to pull out all the keys from my mechanical keyboard. I've got a Ducky mechanical keyboard, and give them a good wash and then replace them. So this is something that I do at the end of every month, because you would be surprised how filthy and disgusting your keyboard gets. Not only the keycaps themselves, but like underneath that as well, like all the dust and crumbs. And things like that. So I'm going to give them a good wash, and then I'm going to do my bullet journal. So I'm just going to let the keycaps soak in some warm soapy water and then rinse them off and then let them dry on this towel, and then once that's all dried I have to put them back on the actual keyboard itself. So in the meantime I thought I'd start on my bullet journal spreads for the month. So I usually every month I will do like a the monthly, what do you call it, like theme. And I'm not good at like calligraphy, even though I took a lesson, and I'm definitely not good at drawing, but I get my inspiration from Pinterest. So I'll just type in like winter themed bullet journal, or like June themed or like June themed bullet journal, and then I'll just sort of try and replicate it, but definitely not as good as other people. But I don't think it matters, like it's still highly functional. My handwriting is atrocious, but that is okay as well. I started bullet journaling about, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. It just works really well for me. I know that a lot of people use like online tools and stuff and online calendars and things to manage their days, but I actually think like something like this really works for me, so that's why I've kept doing it. But I do keep it nice and simple. Like obviously there are some really great bullet journal YouTubers and Instagrammers and things who do like the most amazing spreads, but I like to keep it simple. I used to put so much time into like my monthly spreads, and it just became a little bit of a drag after a while, just because, you know, it does take a long time. But now I like to keep it pretty simple, so I'll just do like the first page of the month as kind of like the fun page, and then every other week in that month for those spreads I like to keep it pretty simple, and I use the same layout every single month, which I'll show you in a second once I've done it. But yeah, it just works for me, and I think as long as it's sustainable for you, like for me doing it the way that I do is sustainable. I think that's the most important part, and that it's highly functional.
Living in your arms as years go by, it's easier to love, oh, oh. Easier to love, oh, oh. There's nothing like the way that you adore me. I can feel love from miles away.
So I'll show you what I ended up doing for my monthly spread. So I started off with June. I've gone for an umbrella theme. As I said, I'm a terrible drawer and terrible calligrapher. but I thought that was kind of fun, like kind of wintry themed, rainy. It's been a little bit rainy in Sydney. And then in terms of the actual weekly spread, so I do every week on a double page spread, and basically I do Monday to Friday on this side, and then Saturday and Sunday, and then I do a to-do, which is like I have to-dos throughout the week, but then like a kind of overall to-do. So if I have something that I need to do throughout the week, that's where I'll place it. And then on this far side, I always have thoughts of the week, which is usually like some sort of quote or intention that I like to think about for the week. And then habits, so this is my habit tracker, and I do WSRM, so W is water, so that's if I get my daily intake of water. S is for steps, so I aim for 10,000 steps every day. R is for reading, and then M is for meditation. So I just cross it off if I achieve those things every day. But I try not to be too hard on myself because, you know, day to day, you know, things happen, but I just try my best, and that's a way to kind of motivate me to do those things. And then lastly, gratitude. So I'm not like one of those people who like writes and journals a lot, but I like to write down at least 3 things that I'm grateful for each day. So that is pretty much it for what I am doing to get ready for winter. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to try my best to really enjoy this winter. Living in Sydney, there are some really lovely things to do during winter. So for example, this coming week I'm going to see Vivid, which is like the light show all through the CBD, and that hasn't been on for the past 2 years because of COVID, so that will be really great to see that again, to see the exhibits. And yeah, just enjoy all the toastiness. So tell me, are you a summer person or a winter person? And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more productivity and vlogs and all that good stuff. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.